Hey YouTube, it's TJ again. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I am in southwestern Ontario in Canada, and I'm at one of my favorite little music stores called Pickers Alley, and we're going to go in and try out some gear. Tony Zangoli, how are you, brother?
I'm well, thank you. How are you today?
I'm not doing too bad. You want to say hi to YouTube?
I do not want to say hi to YouTube.
Fine. This is Pickers Alley, everybody. Everything you might possibly need. And a bunch of stuff you might not.
I doubt it.
Well, yeah. Unless you're looking for a handsome Italian. Okay.
That'd be me.
That is you. Ah, yes, the man himself, Mark Dixon. Say hi to YouTube.
Hi, YouTube. How you doing out there? Hello, TJ.
Hey, how you doing?
It's a pleasure having you here.
Thank you. I'm gonna go make some noise.
Right on.
Oh yeah, and everybody, look at this. Look at this, Mr. Horsepower. Apparently, don't touch, but they're nice about it.
Don't fucking touch it.
All right, everybody. Here is the Daring Audio Edge Activator HD, and I've only had my hands on it for a couple weeks, and I guess the main thing I can tell about it is it's kind of like it's like a brightness pedal, or like a presence pedal. Kind of makes your strings sound new again, and it's got some fun little things. So running from left to right, it's just simply a volume, overall volume, right? Blend between the affected sound and your natural sound. The EQ is kind of interesting. It works with this little knob right here, which is EQ high, EQ low, and I'll get into that in a minute. The range is kind of how bright it gets. It's almost like a tone knob, I guess, a little bit. And then your gain is just your straight up gain. Over here we have a little switch that says crisp and smooth. And over here we have the high and low EQ. And this, of course, is just how we turn it on. So our basic tone going in, and I'm running through an orange 8200 and a Ampeg 115 cab. And my clean tone so far is kind of like this. Right? Pretty clean. So if we start clicking on stuff and seeing what things do, I guess we'll hear a little bit more of the charm of what this thing does. Alright, so I've got a couple settings I kind of like. I've got my good friend Tony here helping me twiddle some knobs. Hey Tony. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do, we don't really need to deal with the volume too much. That's pretty self-explanatory. But we are going to deal with the little switch underneath the volume knob, which says smooth and crisp. And right now, the sound that I've kind of liked, I got, with that is the crisp setting. Would you mind flipping that down to the smooth for me, Tony? Right, so it's still got a little bit of the teeth, but doesn't quite have the aggression that the other one did. So I guess if you're looking for the, super present, new string kind of vibe, probably the crisp is where you want to keep it. So if you can push that back up for me, Tony. All right, next thing is the blend, and the blend is really just a mix between your dry signal and your affected signal. So let's go all the way to the left there, Tone. Right. So we're dialing in the snarl there and a little bit of the click. And I found that I kind of liked it just maybe 1 o'clock or so is kind of what was giving me a little bit, enough of the fundamental bass tone, but with enough of the, the edge activated on top. Okay, so the next thing we have is the EQ section. And the EQ section works closely with the switch on the far right, which says EQ high and EQ low. So I've got on EQ high right now, and I'll get Tony to just go from left to right and show the sweep of what that EQ does. It affects the high frequency when set on EQ high. So here we go. Yeah, where you got there, Tony? Straight up? Yeah. So it gets real chunky in there. So let's take her back to the center, Tony, and let's flip it down to low. Okay. So let's go all the way to the left. So you see here we've kind of rolled off all the bottom end on that one. And we're going to roll it back in as we turn clockwise. Now when we've got the bass, the low end EQ dialed all the way up. It kind of adds a little bit of a mid bump, which is kind of nice. I hope you cut through a little bit. So let's take it back to high and back in the middle, please. Now, the range knob is something that I was kind of messing around with, and it seems to be kind of like an overall, like a master tone control kind of thing, but I can't really tell. So, Tony, let's roll it all the way to the left and see what it does. Ooh. Now, we got right there the range all the way up. Now, Tony, if you went putting the blend all the way, yeah, to the right. So we've kind of added a little bit of presence, a ton of aggression, and kind of a brightness to your overall sound. You know, again, I'm going through an orange tube amp into a single 15 cabinet, and I'm playing my beautiful Hammersmith M4. Oh, let me move my tuner. Hammersmith M4. And Daring Audio makes a series of pedals. They make compressor, they make compressors, they make this overdrives, they make this presence pedal. What I found about this thing is that it's pretty, if you got a real kind of a dead or an older instrument, semi-acoustic, something like that, something with flats on it, and you need to give it just a little more life, this Edge Activator seems to kind of do that. So in closing, I'm going to mess around with it a little bit more, probably maybe shoot a little bit more footage on it, and get a few more sounds out of some different amps. But so far, that's kind of what's happening. So thanks very much for watching, and check out Daring Audio Edge Activator HD. Thanks.